you. Thank you all very, very much. Do you want to know how opposite we are? Terry and I. Terry's never been married before. I had a 20-year marriage. Terry had no children. I had 3 children. The youngest came east to finish being raised by him. He was raised Baptist, became Transcendental Meditation, Mystic, A Course in Miracles. I was raised, birthed by a Catholic mother, raised by Norwegian Lutherans, became a Methodist, became a Mormon, and then became Science of Mind. He's of the black race, I'm of the white race. He was raised in Germany, Okinawa, speaks several languages. I was raised in the reclaimed deserts of southern Idaho. He's college trained, many broadcasting certificates and voice certificates. I had nothing. Later on, years later, I got my doctorate in Canada. He's 63, I'm 78. He loves cities. I love nature. He's a night person. I'm a morning person. He was a karate monk, lived a solitary, quiet life. I was a wife and mother and worked for the Idaho Department of Commerce and Development, started Idaho's first nonprofit metaphysical corporation, the first Northwest Speakers Bureau. I had it up to here with thousands of people. He loves sweets. I love sours. He has no sense of direction. The only person I ever met who would travel north to get south. It's hard to lose me. He loves water. I love deserts. He loves shades down in the house. I love shades up in the house. Walls, no decorations. Me, walls, lots of decorations. You should see our photo gallery bathroom. There are pictures, ceiling to floor. He's Pisces, Virgo moon. I'm Virgo, Pisces moon. We are both full moon children. Most of our major planets in our charts are directly opposite, not just sun and moon. Every professional astrologer who saw our charts before we were married said, "Don't ever get married. It won't last. It can't last." Well, I'll tell you something here. Most astrologers do not understand opposites. They don't understand opposition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you there are not 12 signs in the zodiac. There are 6 pairs of energy axes. There's no such thing as a Scorpio without also being a Taurus. There's no such thing as a Gemini without also being a Sagittarius. Your opposite is your shadow side. We're full moon children, which means our shadow is fully illuminated at birth. We are twin souls. You know, the lovey-dovey stuff goes with soulmates. Twin souls, we are told, only come here to accomplish something. Edgar Cayce said that Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Jesus, we're twin souls. Mary, the mother, and Jesus, we're twin souls. That's an idea of what a twin soul is. How we met? We met at a Zen meditation meeting. My husband loves to say, and we've been living in Zen ever since. We met in Roanoke, and we dated in Roanoke. We both forgot or didn't know that they had only integrated the schools 4 years before. So we're going into restaurants. You know, he's black, I'm white. And you walk in the door, and all of a sudden, every eye is on you. They put their knife and fork down. They stare. And I smile and say, I wave. I just waved and said, thank you. And we got out the door, and Terry was so concerned, and he was so worried. He pulled me to one side, and he said, don't you know what they're doing in there? I said, yes. They're giving me their attention, and that's their power. And I was just saying thank you. We married 6 weeks after meeting. 6 weeks. That means we didn't know each other. The big thing with us was clothes. Everything I owned was beige. I mean everything. Purses, shoes, pants, everything was beige. And everything he owned was upbeat, flashy clothes. The cut was just really strange to me. And he kind of had a little bit of a fit about that because he said, "You're so beautiful. You should be wearing colors." Well, I wasn't undergoing an ego crisis. I had dealt with people by the thousands in Idaho. I didn't want to be recognized. I just wanted to be woodwork. And I'd look at him and I'd say, "My word, Terry, where did you ever learn to dress?" And I got to tell you about his winter coat. He had this winter coat. Imagine this. Great big, huge, dark green velvet collar. Great big, huge, dark green velvet cuffs. Silk paisley that was several colors of green, pink, yellow, and white. Double-breasted, great big gold buttons going down. They looked like mirrors. And the lining was all gold. I told the man, I felt like I was going to throw up every time I looked at the coat. And I told him if he ever wore it, not only would I not walk with him, I wouldn't even own up to him. So clothes became a big deal. And so one day I got home from work early. I was working, I traveled most of the United States. I was a telephone system analyst and switchboard trainer. So I flew in home from work one day, and I was going to cook our meal, and then I thought, I've got to have it out with that coat. So I went into the extra bedroom where the coat was hanging in the closet, and I pulled it out just so that it was still hooked on the bar, but it was now facing me. And I said out loud, "Okay, the man I love loves you. Therefore, there has to be something good about you." So I felt that collar, and I thought, "Ooh, that's really plush velvet. That's really, And that paisley, well, it's silk." And I looked at those gold buttons. I just said, they're mirrors. I can see myself in them. And I opened up the coat, and I really studied all of the lines and seams in that coat. That coat must have cost him a fortune. It was blind hem, French hemming. Oh, it was a beautiful coat. So I grabbed the coat, and I danced and danced and danced all over the room with the coat. Danced and danced and danced. And then I hung up the coat and put it back in the closet. And I fixed my husband's supper. He came home from... He said, "I knew you would be here early." I'm psychic too, I knew you'd be here early. So he starts to pick up his food. He's got this fork, he's picking up his food. And he got about halfway up, and I said, "Put it down. Put it down. I want to make a deal with you. If you'll accept plain Jane me, I'll accept Nevada Flash you. He thought about it for a moment and he said, okay, so we shook on it. From that day on, we could not say anything about each other's clothes. Not one word. 6 months later, I kid you not, it happened to both of us at the same time. We were in the bedroom, closet doors were open. We looked in the closet, and it just hit us. He had given away all of his clothes and traded them in and bought very dignified clothes. I had traded away or gave away all my beige, and I had color. And then we looked at each other, and it hit. Our whole marriage, I believe, was blessed by that moment. And I want to share that moment with you. Wherever you put your attention is where you put your power. Take the attention away, and the power disappears. The irritation disappears. The difference disappears. The agitation disappears. Wherever you put your attention is where you put your power. Take the attention away, and the tension disappears. And we looked at each other, and we got it. Yes, we had differences after that, but not anything like before. That just did it for both of us. We had agreed to 2 rules before we married. 2 rules that we would abide by no matter what. If there was a problem making a decision, you always have to have a decision, you know. Flip of the coin, 2 out of 3. You can't argue. Flip of the coin, 2 out of 3. And if you don't like the third one, too bad, we agreed to that. The other rule we agreed to was, if there was an argument, if we opposed each other, the first thing you have to do is go to the mirror and have it out with the person in the mirror. When you can find out where you're coming from, when you can understand what's motivating you, then and then only do you go to your partner and talk it out. That did it. That helped us. One more thing. This was for me. Maybe more for women than men, but maybe men too. This idea of wanting to make your mate happy doesn't work. You cannot do it. Forget it. The only person you can make happy is yourself, because yourself is who your partner loved. Yourself is who your partner made a commitment to. Your partner did not make a commitment to some kind of creation you thought of. Your partner made a commitment to you as you are. You cannot make your partner happy. If you do, you're lying. You make yourself happy. That's who your partner loves. That's who your partner chose. If you're happy, they're happy. Fabulous, fabulous. The simple things that happen when we allow. You know, we're all so much into making decisions. If we would affirm and allow, then it comes together by itself. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything. What is it like living with someone who is totally opposite from you in every single way? It's refreshing. It's fun. It's dynamic. It's like I'm always being presented with the other half of the view. I'm always having an opportunity to see another viewpoint, another way of looking at something. And I find that exciting. I don't want compatible. That's boring. I want challenge. I want a fresh viewpoint. I want a new point of view. I want somebody to tickle my fancy. Maybe sometimes even step on my foot and wave a little flag. I want someone who is all he can be. I don't want phony. I want he, him. I want this incredible man with the curliest hair I ever saw. The stuff floats all over the house, by the way. It's lighter than cat hair. It's everywhere. I want this curly-headed man with these muscles like iron who says, well, I have another viewpoint. I have another way of looking at it. I don't really want to do that. Oh, yes, I'll do that. I want someone who is himself. I don't want somebody who I might have created. What if I made a mistake? I want him. The electrifying power of male-female relationships. Forget that. It's electrifying power of power. We are all energy generators. We are all tremendous power. What are you doing with your power? Are you just sitting on the chair watching TV? What are you doing with your power? My choice is to be whole. Don't call me spiritual. I want to be everything I am on every level. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. I want to be all of me. You see, that includes the spiritual, but it includes everything else. I want to be all of me. And Terry wants to be all of him. And I love that. Our home is filled with so much joy and so much laughter because we have such a kick living with each other. It's so much fun to live with him. And I'll tell you something else. In the living room, where we sit down and watch the news at the end of the day, and I'm sitting in my hard rocker, he's sitting in his soft leather throne. I feel like I'm in the presence of God, living with this man. It's like Holy Communion. And I want you to meet him. Terry, come up here. Come on, Terry. Come on, come on, come on. Woot, woot, woot.
Only that what they say about women being from Venus and men being from Mars. It's probably true, but opposites can complement. So I think Walter Russell, and the term that he used, balanced rhythmic interchange, it applies here. We all have feminine and masculine characteristics. The important thing is to keep them in balance, to harmonize and to complement each other. And you too can be together with whomever you wish, because as PMH has said, it all depends basically on making sure your attention and your power are in the right place, devoted to the right cause. We've been living together for 35 years, and it really feels like only yesterday we got together. And our bond is based on God, Spirit, infinite intelligence, love. And, the love that binds us basically is the love that really is the language that goes beyond all the others. So you can talk different languages as men and women, as we all know. And sometimes I don't understand what she's saying. But the language of love, goes beyond that. And so I know that I can read between the lines. And I know that there really, as A Course in Miracles will tell us, is only love or an appeal for it. And if I can respond in that way, then I can avoid a lot of headaches and hassles. So our union is one that has been blessed, and we hope that continues to be a holy relationship.
Yeah, amen. Thank you all very, very much.